The Vanishing of Maura Murray, a chilling mystery that haunts New Hampshire. On a cold February evening in 2004, a young woman vanished into the darkness of rural New Hampshire, leaving behind a wrecked car and a legacy of unanswered questions. This is the story of Maura Murray, a 21-year-old nursing student whose disappearance has baffled investigators and amateur sleuths for nearly 2 decades. As the sun set on February 9, 2004, casting long shadows across the snow-covered White Mountains, Maura Murray was driving along Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire. The winding road, bordered by dense forests and scattered homes, would become the backdrop for one of the most perplexing missing person cases in recent memory. The events leading up to Maura's disappearance were as mysterious as the vanishing itself. A bright and athletic student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, Maura had shown no obvious signs of distress in the days before she went missing. However, a closer look at her actions in the 48 hours prior to her disappearance reveals a series of puzzling decisions that have fueled speculation and theories for years. 2 days before she vanished, Maura had a conversation with her father, Fred Murray, about buying a used car. It was a normal father-daughter interaction, seemingly devoid of any hidden meanings or ominous undertones. Yet it would be one of the last times Fred would speak to his daughter. The day before her disappearance, Maura's behavior took an inexplicable turn. She emailed her professors and work supervisor, informing them that she would be absent for a week due to a death in the family. This was a fabrication. There had been no such death. Why Maura felt the need to create this false narrative remains one of the many unanswered questions in this case. On the morning of February 9th, Maura withdrew $280 from an ATM, nearly emptying her bank account. She then purchased about $40 worth of alcohol, including Bailey's Irish Cream, Kahlua, vodka, and a box of Francia wine. These purchases, made at a liquor store in Amherst, Massachusetts, would be the last confirmed sightings of Maura Murray. As the day progressed, Maura packed her car, a black 1996 Saturn, and set out on a journey northward. Her destination remains unknown, adding another layer of mystery to the case. Did she have a specific location in mind? Or was she simply driving to escape something? The answers to these questions continue to elude investigators. At approximately 7:27 p.m., a local resident on Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire, heard a loud thud. Upon investigating, they discovered Maura's car had crashed into a snowbank. The witness, who lived nearby, asked Maura if she needed help. Maura, appearing uninjured but shaken, declined assistance and assured the Good Samaritan that she had already called WAOA. The resident, respecting Maura's wishes, returned home and called the police to report the accident. This interaction, brief as it was, would be the last confirmed sighting of Maura Murray. By the time police arrived at the scene just minutes later, Maura had vanished. The responding officer found Maura's locked car, a box of wine spilled on the passenger seat, and some personal belongings. But there was no sign of Maura herself. The immediate aftermath of Maura's disappearance was marked by confusion and growing concern. The police initially treated the incident as a simple case of a driver fleeing the scene of an accident. It wasn't until the following day, when Maura failed to contact her family or return to her dorm, that the gravity of the situation began to sink in. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the search for Maura Murray intensified. Law enforcement, family members, and volunteers scoured the area around the crash site, searching for any clue that might lead to Maura's whereabouts. Dogs were brought in to track her scent, but they lost the trail a short distance from the car, suggesting that Maura may have been picked up by a passing vehicle. The investigation into Maura's disappearance uncovered a series of perplexing details that only deepened the mystery. In her car, investigators found a printed set of directions to Burlington, Vermont. However, at the time of the crash, Maura was traveling east on Route 112, away from Burlington. This discrepancy has never been satisfactorily explained. Additionally, a rag was found stuffed into the Saturn's tailpipe. Some theorists suggest this could have been an attempt to conceal exhaust, possibly indicating that Maura was contemplating suicide. However, others argue that this was a common trick used to prevent a car from stalling in cold weather, a practice Maura might have learned from her father. As the investigation progressed, attention turned to Maura's personal life in an attempt to understand her state of mind at the time of her disappearance. It was revealed that Maura had been involved in a minor car accident a few days earlier, damaging her father's car. She had also faced disciplinary action at school for improper use of a credit card. While these incidents might explain some level of stress or anxiety, they hardly seemed sufficient to drive a young woman to abandon her life and disappear. The lack of concrete evidence in the case has led to a proliferation of theories about what might have happened to Maura Murray. Some believe she intentionally disappeared, starting a new life somewhere far from New Hampshire. Others fear a more sinister fate, suggesting that she may have been abducted by an opportunistic predator after the crash. One theory that has gained traction among some amateur sleuths is the idea that Maura was trying to reach a specific destination in New Hampshire or Vermont. Supporters of this theory point to the printed directions found in her car and suggest that Maura may have had connections in the area that investigators were unaware of. Another popular theory revolves around the possibility that Maura succumbed to the elements. New Hampshire in February can be brutally cold, and if Maura wandered into the woods, disoriented or intoxicated, she could have quickly fallen victim to hypothermia. However, extensive searches of the surrounding area have failed to turn up any physical evidence to support this theory. The case took an unexpected turn in 2006 when a man named Claude Moulton came forward with a strange story. Moulton claimed that his brother, Russ Moulton, had hit a young woman with his vehicle on the night Maura disappeared. According to Claude, Russ had panicked and buried the body. While this story initially seemed promising, further investigation failed to corroborate Claude's claims, and many now believe it was a cruel hoax. As years passed, Maura's disappearance continued to captivate the public imagination. The case has been the subject of numerous books, podcasts, and television specials. In 2017, Oxygen Network aired a 6-part documentary series titled The Disappearance of Maura Murray, which brought renewed attention to the case and introduced it to a new generation of true crime enthusiasts. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Maura Murray case is the way it has galvanized a community of amateur detectives. Online forums dedicated to discussing and analyzing every aspect of the case have sprung up, with thousands of members poring over police reports, witness statements, and any new piece of information that comes to light. This armchair detective work has, at times, yielded interesting leads, though none have yet led to a breakthrough in the case. The intensity of public interest in Maura's disappearance has occasionally led to controversy. Some critics argue that the obsessive focus on the case has veered into exploitation, while others maintain that keeping Maura's story in the public eye is crucial to eventually solving the mystery. Maura's family, particularly her father Fred, has never given up hope of finding answers. Fred Murray has been a tireless advocate for his daughter, frequently visiting the area where she disappeared and pushing for continued investigation. In 2019, on the 15th anniversary of Maura's disappearance, Fred organized a candlelight vigil near the site of her car crash, a poignant reminder that for those who loved Maura, the pain of her absence has not diminished with time. Law enforcement officials maintain that the case remains open and active. In recent years, there have been several searches of specific areas based on tips or new analysis of existing evidence. In 2019, a cadaver dog reportedly showed interest in the basement of a house near the crash site. While a subsequent search of the property did not yield any conclusive evidence, it demonstrated that both official investigators and private citizens continue to pursue leads in the case. The disappearance of Maura Murray serves as a chilling reminder of how quickly and completely a person can vanish, even in our modern, interconnected world. The case raises uncomfortable questions about personal safety, the limitations of investigative techniques, and the thin line between choosing to disappear and falling victim to foul play. As we approach the 20th anniversary of Maura's disappearance, the mystery seems no closer to being solved. Yet the case continues to intrigue and perplex, drawing in new investigators and theorists who hope to be the one to finally crack the code and bring closure to this haunting story. The vanishing of Maura Murray is more than just an unsolved mystery. It's a testament to the enduring power of the unknown to capture our collective imagination. It's a story that reminds us of the fragility of life and the countless untold stories that might be hiding just beneath the surface of our everyday world. For those who have followed the case closely, Maura Murray is not just a name in a police report or a face on a missing person poster. She has become a symbol of all the unanswered questions that haunt us, a reminder of the mysteries that persist even in our age of information and technology. As night falls on Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire, one can't help but wonder, what secrets do these woods hold? What happened on that cold February night in 2004? And where is Maura Murray? The search continues, the theories multiply, and somewhere, perhaps, the truth waits to be discovered. Until then, the disappearance of Maura Murray remains one of the most perplexing and haunting mysteries of our time. If you found this exploration of the Maura Murray case intriguing and want to dive deeper into more unsolved mysteries and true crime stories, please like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts or theories, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Your engagement helps us continue to shed light on these perplexing cases and perhaps one day contribute to finding answers. Thank you for watching, and remember, every mystery has a solution waiting to be uncovered.